Groenewald, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And about 10 days ago, Ramaphosa, in one of his nothing burger speeches, and this wasn't to the nation, this was actually in an interview which I've actually put up on my channel, so you can always go and check it out. He basically referred to the harsh lockdown as being the perfect opportunity to force black economic transformation. And what he was actually referring to, which I suggested in several videos in the last 10 days, is the subject of how he's going to try and destroy most of the white small businesses in South Africa. And the lockdown is clearly making a lot of small white businesses bankrupt. And then secondly, the actual government support is only going to those with BEE credentials. So the white businesses are left like a shag on a rock, just saying, well, tough, you know what. I'm not going to go there. So on Tuesday, the 18th, in a virtual parliament discussion, Ramaphosa was asked by the Freedom Front Plus, Dr. Pieter, how he plans to use the golden opportunity of the coronavirus to restructure the economy. Now, you might recall I actually had that discussion with Pieter when I had him live about a week ago. I raised this very issue. And anyway, Groenewald said to Ramaphosa, "Don't you think this is a golden opportunity to get rid of black economic empowerment, get rid of affirmative action? You've asked the youth to get involved in building South Africa. Does that include all the youth?" In response, the president noted that while the coronavirus provided an opportunity to restructure parts of the economy, other measures need to remain in place and be strengthened, including black economic empowerment, or BEE. He further said, this is Ramaphosa, "The broad-based black economic empowerment policy thrust of this government, if anything, needs to be enhanced." Now, let's remember, the only beneficiaries of this misnamed broad-based black economic empowerment are the ANC cadres, because they're the only ones who get the tap on the shoulder to become a shareholder in a company so that that white-owned company is then BEE compliant. Not the John and Globers in Soweto or Alexandra. No, nothing for them. No, nothing from the biscuit can for them. Everything is going to the black privileged, well-connected ANC. So this whole thing is a scam. And central to the scam, knowingly, is your president in South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa. Anyway, let's continue with what Ramaphosa said. He said, "We need to ensure that black South Africans who were," now here comes the kicker, "we need to ensure that black South Africans who were under apartheid and colonial rule," okay, that's always the kicker, that's the excuse, "excluded from playing an important role in the economy of their own country, be given their rightful position of playing an important role in the economy of their country. This is something that has to be done without any fail." Now, my response to that is the whole idea of 1994 with Mandela was the rainbow nation and inclusivity of all people. But of course, that has long been thrown out the window by this gangster state known as the ANC government. Anyway, Ramaphosa added that South Africans cannot continue to have an economy that excludes a majority of the white people and believes that it can still grow the economy. But of course, as I've said just a bit earlier, the only beneficiaries of these racist policies are those with black privilege, those right at the top of the pecking order in the ANC. And they squabble even there over the bits and pieces that come their way. Let's carry on. Ramaphosa said our economy is damaged because it is not utilizing all of its resources. It's like we have a vehicle with 12 cylinders, but we have forever and a day been operating on 4 cylinders. Well, the reason that's happening is because of all the corruption going on by the ANC cadres. I seriously believe that what happened with Zuma under state capture is just the tip of the iceberg of what's going on right now in South Africa through these well-placed ANC cadres in the government. Anyway, let's continue with what Ramaphosa said. He said, because they were deliberately excluded through laws, through policies, conventions, and practices, we've got to ensure that we implement the provision of our Constitution. Well, the Constitution clearly talks about all South Africans, but what the ANC government done is they've gone against the Constitution and now put in racist employment laws. There's no question about that. No one can even argue that point. Referring to apartheid and colonialism, they died a generation ago. So, he should get his big boy pants on and just move on. But of course, Ramaphosa is greasing his own palms so much right now through these racist policies that he is as happy as Larry for them to continue and be strengthened. And believe me, the biggest losers through the strengthening is certainly going to be the white population, but the black population are going to be the ultimate losers, believe me. But he doesn't care about them. This broad-based black economic empowerment is a load of crap. Anyway, let's continue. The Constitution, this is Ramaphosa speaking, the Constitution says that in order for us to obtain equality, we have got to have legislative measures that will enable us to do precisely that. So black economic empowerment is here to stay. Ramaphosa said that black South Africans have been patient for a long time. Instead of questioning these policies, he said that Groenewald should have instead presented solutions to addressing this imbalance. Ramaphosa went on to say, if we don't change, it is those who have been excluded from the economy who are going to respond, and then all could be lost. Well, with the corruption that's been going on in all levels of the ANC government under his watch, the economy is totally trashed. So you could basically say that he's already reached the end game. So, these are more weasel words from Cyril Ramaphosa. But he has more to say, doesn't he? He says, what I would have wanted to hear from Honourable Groenewald and those of his ilk is to come forward and say, like many others are doing, we realise that we have a historic problem. Here comes the kicker again. Apartheid excluded the majority of South Africans. This is what we should do. He went on to say, I would have preferred that they came forward with proposals instead of barriers. Barriers? Who's putting the barriers up with the economy? I don't think it's the Freedom Front Plus. I know who it is. Yeah, it's Ramaphosa. Talk about a hypocrite. Anyway, let's continue. In May, the Department of Employment and Labour said it will amend and enact changes around South Africa's employment equity regulations to address issues around equal opportunities and inclusion. Employment and Labour Director General Thobile Lamati said that this will include a push for further transformation changes at senior levels across South African business. Citing the government's 2018-2019 Employment Equity Report, Lamati said that black Africans currently constitute 23.2% and 40.2% at the senior and middle management levels, as reported by designated employers. He said government will now push for at least a 2% annual increase in the representation of black Africans in senior and middle manager levels. And if you're not a member of the ANC, do not bother applying, because you will not get the job. This is called broad-based black economic empowerment, ANC style, the gangster state. He added that the Department of Labour plans to set sector targets to bring this to at least 50% within the next 5 years, i.e. 2024. Lamati said that the department also plans to amend the existing Employment Equity Act to help it meet these transformation targets within the same time frame. In July 2019, a Labour Minister, Thulas Nkesi, announced a planned amendment bill which will regulate the setting of sector-specific employment targets to address the gross underrepresentation of black women and persons with disabilities. Well, I've just put up a video very shortly on the 2020 channel where you'll hear the chaos that happens under a black African chairperson who's looking after the portfolio for sports, art and culture. Kind of speaks for itself, but look at that on the 2020 channel. It'll be up there shortly. It will also ensure that an employment equity certificate of compliance becomes a precondition for access to state contracts. So there you go, guys. I was right. I said this 10 days ago when Ramaphosa said, well, I think this is a wonderful opportunity through the lockdown to enhance black economic transformation. And I was right on the money when I said he was going to use it to destroy white business, and then they were going to empower the black cadres into positions of management in different businesses, because that's the only way a white business can become BEE compliant. What a disgrace this ANC government is. Absolute disgrace. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video. Please share this video. And above all, please stay safe.